And here we are back for the second day of the FIDE Online Olympiad. I'm here with Roland. Hello, Roland. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. So, yeah, second day today, and we're going to start, of course, with Pool A in this morning. Yeah, how are you feeling about this today, Alessia?
Yeah, new 3 rounds, new possibility for my dear Pakistani
Oh,
fellow to go on. Because I don't know if you know, guys, but Roland and me did a bet on the teams that will qualify, will advance to Division 4. And so, there are. When there is a bet involved, it's important. So,
yeah.
yeah. And how do you feel about it?
About the bets, yeah, I feel absolutely comfortable. I think you're absolutely gonna do the 50 push-ups. But yeah, let's talk a little bit also once again about the format. It's quite complicated, so
Yes.
well, we do have nice cards so that you guys can all read back how the format is exactly. So basically, we have divisions, and the divisions are divided according to strength of the countries, the teams, and as you can see, yeah, the base division is 30 teams, of which 4 teams per pool. So we've got 3 pools in the base division. They move on to Division 4, and in Division 4, people qualify for the Division 3. Division 3 qualifies for Division 2. And then we have the top division, after which, yeah, we will see who will win the medals in this Olympiad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Great intro. So, guess what, guys? The game have been started. So here we are with the first games of this round one. No, round four. Sorry,
Yes.
round one of the day, but round fourth. Pool. We are in Pool A, base division. It's the second day of this huge event, and here we have the game. So, do you see, Roland?
Yep.
Also, the layout, I guess today everybody can read through the names, and this is a plus. I think everyone read that white is Win Zhao Tun, but this might be actually a disadvantage for me, but because when I will mispronounce, they will realize that was a mispronounce of the name.
Ah, yeah, you're running a bit of danger there. But on the other hand, of course, it's nice to know the names that you actually don't see very often. The countries that we have in the base division aren't countries that you see very often in the top standings, and they don't get a lot of attention. So in this way, they are getting a lot of attention, and we also get to know chess in yeah, parts of the world that we did not know that they existed. So
Yeah.
yeah, in this game, we actually have players between Myanmar, actually, that's a country in Southeast Asia. Actually, the second name of Myanmar is Burma, and they are actually in the lead. So that is Myanmar is presented by the white player in this game.
Yes. But this is still, I mean, black is thinking after move 2, so I will switch immediately to another position. I would say shortly e3 is a bit weird, for sure playable. Is not a typical order of move in this position, because mostly white goes for g3.
Mhm.
Or, I mean, I didn't see e3, but after d4 can enter in a normal
Mhm.
order of move, so
It's possible. I think that Magnus Carlsen once started with one e3 actually. Oh, it is a possible setup. You usually maybe go with a move like b3 as well, so that the bishop on c1 can be moved to b2, where it stands more or less perfectly.
okay.
So yeah, it's an opening. The bishop can of course go to e2, and it supports also a c4 break. It's not that uncommon. This setup for white actually.
Okay, good. So let's see how Black will face it. I think he's already thinking quite a lot. That might mean connection problem, or
Yeah,
okay, no, it just made a move. Knight
that
f6.
So yeah, we have the country of Myanmar in Southeast Asia, but we also have the country Somalia that is playing against Myanmar. And
Yes.
yeah, overwhelmingly, Myanmar is the favorite with two titled players on their top boards, while Somalia has a 1600 player on board one. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, all kinds of participants, and that's what makes the Olympiad a really beautiful event, in my opinion.
Yes. Let's show shortly the scoreboard of the Pool A, Pool B, and C. As you can see, Myanmar was leading, and the first four places are Myanmar, Fiji, Oman, and Pakistan. We consider also Brunei a big favorite in the favorite group.
Hmm.
So we're going to see who will take the lead today, and definitely we are going to see who will take the lead till after tomorrow because will be decisive.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, Brunei and Myanmar, the favorites in this pool. They played in round one, which was actually probably the biggest round of this pool, with the two top teams facing each other. And Myanmar actually won against Brunei, and that is why Brunei is now only on 4 points instead of the expected six. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, and
and
actually in this game,
yeah.
White is doing extremely well. So this is Myanmar against Somalia once again. So we're watching board one of this pool. White is crushing here.
Yeah, white is already a piece up. Three pieces for white and two pieces for what for black.
Hmm.
And so yeah, bishop e3 is coming. Probably short castle is quite safe. Yeah, it's really already a piece up. It's a comfortable position for white, actually a winning position for white.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
let's go on to another game. Always this match, Myanmar against Somalia. Here, the player of is the women board might be the player for from Somalia has the white pieces, and it was which opening appears e4 d6 d4 knight f6 knight f3. Oh, what a blunder in at move 3. Mostly is
Oh, ah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, usually you want to protect the e4 pawn so that you can use that pawn later. But yeah, after this move, the e4 pawn will fall, and yeah, black would be a pawn up. Yeah.
Yeah. So knight 84, bishop d3, knight back,
You
knight
could argue
c3.
it's pawn sacrifice because white does get to developmental tempi,
Yeah.
but usually it should not be enough.
Yeah, I think so as well. G6, bishop g5, bishop g7, because black is going to castle at the same time, castle, castle, and yeah, the position is solid. I mean, this piece will go out somewhere, maybe d6, c5, or e5. Yeah, I think it's really comfortable for black this position. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
here we
think
are.
so. Yeah. Well, black still needs a way to advance here, but it's looking very good for black indeed.
Yeah,
Pawn up.
yeah. So let's go to another board. Woohoo. So
Hmm.
here, yeah,
This looks like a well-prepared opening from both players. Both players are, I guessing this was a London from the white side. Yeah, two bishop f4 was played, and black chose a King's Indian setup, which is met by c3 and d4 setup. So yeah, this is going to be an exciting game. We'll have to see what is going on. I believe this is, let me check real quick. This is okay. Yeah, there are so many games, so I'm just checking which board this is. It seems
yeah.
board five.
Board 5. So it's the junior, is the open junior ball.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, board five.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, so the rating favorite is once again Myanmar, of course. And yeah, whose position do you like better, Alessia?
well, I prefer mostly no. There are not too many. I mean, the only difference in this position is in the pawn structure, basically.
Hmm.
White has this pawn in the center structure with c3 and d4. Instead, black has a fianchetto and the usual structure with d6 and e7. I guess in this position, black could try something like a minority attack on the queen side, b5, b4 might be an idea.
Hmm. Yeah.
On the other hand, white has more space in the center and yeah, is more flexible with his pieces because he has more square where to put pieces. So I would prefer white also according to my playing style. Bishop h6 might be an idea to trade this dark color bishop and then maybe to have chance to attack on the king side.
Yeah. You could also maybe play a move like a4 as white, because as you mentioned, b5 is maybe one of the biggest plans here for black.
Yeah,
So a move like a4 is quite common to at least secure the knight on c4, which also protects against the e5 break that is sometimes an idea for black. And that is not possible to be played at the moment because the knight on c4 and the knight on f3 are nicely covering the e5 square, so that e5 cannot be played at the moment. So a4, very logical move as well. But yeah, I mean, the games are heating up, the time control. It is rapid games that we are playing, so 15 minutes per person and 5 seconds increment, if I'm not mistaken.
yes, 5.
Yeah.
15 plus 5. Yeah,
And
so let's run up to other games. This I think is the six board. Yeah, no, is no, is the board number 4 maybe 5. Not sure.
let me check that. I'll be your wingman. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Uh,
what
mhm.
about this position? We are already in an endgame. Is equal material. White has to double pawn on the d file. So I guess black is a bit better because black will have the chance to push these pawns and to create a pass pawn.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. This
and
is good for black indeed. Yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
so
Yeah.
I don't understand too much this move. Probably to protect the six. Um,
Hmm.
but
Maybe
yeah,
maybe black wants to put a bishop on d4 where it stands quite nicely. But yeah, it could also, yeah, and to protect the d6 pawn indeed.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
and confirm this is board 6.
Yeah, bird 6. Great. Alright, so I think we will move to the to another match. Yes, here we are. We are a match of Pakistan against Macau. So
Mhm.
we know where. Yeah, we know that white should win. No, I'm joking. Sorry, my Macau
Oh
fans.
yeah, because of the bet. So yeah. So Alessia bet that Pakistan would be number 4 in this competition. Yeah, so she's a bit biased, unfortunately, but hey, you cannot help her. Yeah, bets are important. So yeah, but actually, I think that Pakistan is doing well. Macau, not one of the favorites in this pool. They are represented by mostly unrated players. So yeah, they. But it's nice that they are participating. Of course, Macau being a region in China, they are situated next to Hong Kong, more or less. Yeah,
Yeah.
so geography master strikes again. There you go. Yeah. Anyways, nice that they are participating. And of course, what do you think? I think White is doing okay. I'm not too sure though. I mean, the knight on h5 is a bit weird uh, at this moment, but it does have a function because the knight on e4 cannot jump to f6, or it can, but at least there's a knight on h5 protecting it.
Mm-hmm.
And who's to move? It's actually black to move. That's actually quite important because otherwise maybe white has the move g4 to trap the knight on h5.
Yeah, that's true. So probably black has to take care about these.
Mhm.
And okay, it's changing it.
I don't really like the bishop on c6 was a great piece. Black
Yeah,
did not have to exchange
I
though.
think here we see no. As white has two knights, as two pieces. I mean, mostly what I learned about this position,
Hmm.
white has two knights. So, um, what would I think that white would should ask, or black should ask, what would be a great square for the knight on c3? And as we can see, it's not so easy to reach a sensible square because the square on e4 is good, probably to go on d6, but yeah, there is. I don't think was needed to give up already this bishop for the knight because might help just white to have a better place for the knight.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So there can only be one knight on the ideal square, and with bishop takes e4, more or less black has helped white in achieving that, exactly. So now we have a situation where black has a bad knight on h5 and white has a very good knight on d6. Yeah, so this is looking good for the Pakistan player. Yeah, knight d6, very strong move, of course, and I'm not exactly sure how white is going to proceed, but there is still the trick with g4 at some point, so black really needs to be careful about that move. And I'm wondering if there are also tactics in the area. Yeah, there's a tactics. Rook takes c5, queen takes c5, knight f5, winning the exchange, actually. So yeah, rook c5, probably a blunder in this case. Knight f5
knight
check.
f5.
E takes a 5, queen takes d8, winning the rook on d8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for black, let's see if white finds that.
Yes. Let's see.
It's still not over, but yeah, of course, that would be a huge improvement of the position for white.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I think white saw that. White saw that. Knight f5. Let's go in your favorite square.
Yeah, exactly. And some people in the chat are already shouting the f5 move. Hey, Dirkje.
Yeah.
That. And yeah, knight f5 on the board. So after e takes f5, probably. White is very much in the driving seat. All right.
All right. So I guess we go on because this game is quite going into one direction. And
Mm-hmm.
here we have another game, this match of Pakistan against Macau, China. I'm proud because this time I didn't have to watch the flag. Means that I'm learning new flag, so that's good. And in this endgame, as we can see, black is a pawn up, and the pawn before is also quite pushed. And so I guess the idea, as always in endgames, is to push also the a pawn and to create a pass pawn and try to promote it. What
Yeah,
do you
we
think?
are looking at board two of the match. And yeah, so yeah, you're right. Black is just simply a pawn up, and pushing the pawns on the queen side looks like a very good idea. Maybe with support of the rooks, for example, with rook b7 to support that at some point. And once again, f5 is an interesting idea to push the knight away and then move the rook perhaps to d2 to grab the a2 pawn. I think that is also an interesting idea. And maybe black is actually preparing that with the move h6, which after the move f5 prevents white from playing knight g5, which could be very annoying there. So yeah, h6 also a very logical move if you're ahead in the game because then there are no mating nets in
The
back.
king, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is important. We saw already yesterday some mate on the last rank, so that's extremely important. All
Oh
right.
yeah, yeah. That we yesterday we had such a crazy game with back rank ideas and made in two, made in ones that were missed. So I'm actually really hoping to see entertainment like that. Oh no, the knight now is trapped on e4, unfortunately. So f5 was indeed the right the plan that black was going for, and white did not realize that,
No,
unfortunately.
but there was G3. I was the move helping it because was covering the last square for the knight.
Yeah, very unfortunate for white. Yeah,
So yeah,
otherwise a very
F5.
logical move, G3.
Yeah, very strong. Very strong. So this game, black is doing very well. And here we have a new one of the same match. So
Yep.
here is, if I count well, white is a pawn up, and now it's putting pressure on b7 and e6. I don't know how white should proceed. If d5 can be a breakthrough, or maybe not really. Or maybe to prepare it somehow. Maybe c4, rook a1, and
Yeah, it's
d5.
tough to say what the right plan is here. You want to get the bishop on g2 somehow
Yeah,
in the game, so a move like f4 would be ideal. But that
yeah.
is, oh
Oh,
well,
maybe now.
maybe now, yeah.
Now.
This is the match of the unfortunate b6 and g3 moves. So.
Yeah, so basically, Roland, but by the way, white didn't play f4. By the way, Roland wanted to say f4 would be ideal to open up, but unfortunately it's not possible. But after d6, immediately played by the Macau player, yeah, f5 is a possibility because he's attacking the rook, so yeah.
Yeah.
But he played rook f2, so no
Yeah, in
f4.
itself, definitely not a bad move because maybe white wants to double the rooks on the f file and then play f4. Also, maybe a move like bishop f1 is an idea, but I'm starting to like black more and more here. Even though white is still a pawn up, it's not so clear what the extra pawn is worth here. Yeah, the pawn on f3 is weak. Black has pressure over there on the king side. Maybe doubling the rooks on the f file is an idea. And maybe at some point, as a sort of finishing blow, would be maybe to play g4 for black at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is looking interesting, very interesting compensation.
Yeah, I think here was really very important to go for f4 because would make such a difference. So yeah,
Yeah, white might already be winning in this position actually.
yeah. After rook b8, for
Yeah.
example,
F takes g5.
yeah, f take g5, and okay, if queen takes g5, rook take f8, king take f8, rook f1, and it looks really good. It looks
Yeah.
really good. All the white pieces are in the attack. This bishop is still not in the game. King g8 probably. We have here also.
Alessia, I actually have a suggestion. Instead of rook f1, there's also the move queen a3,
Oh, I
check,
like it. Yeah,
king goes, and then queen takes a7, and I think that wins material.
yeah, because rook b7 is not possible. So, yeah,
Oh.
it's really a great position. Would have been a great position for white.
Yeah, this is looking really, really good for the white player. Yeah.
Yes.
So Pakistan doing very well against the country of Macau, but that was more or less expected. Pakistan is the favorite in this matchup by a long shot. Yeah.
Yes, so let's see how it went shortly. This we saw. And we have a 4, by the way.
Okay. Not a bad moment to play a 4.
Yeah, king takes g2.
But black has good pressure still, and as actually no, winning the pawn would be a mistake there.
Yeah, because queen and king are on the same line, so always keep an eye on that and take care not to lose your queen in this way, because there are 2 rooks, not 1 but 2, ready to go on the g file and win the queen.
But maybe black has some counterplay here. For example, queen e4 check, king g1, and yeah, okay, or first rook takes f2, that's fine. Maybe black can make a draw here. What do you think? Rook takes f2, queen e4, king g1, queen e1 check. Just keep checking as black, and maybe
I don't
you
know
can
if the king can go in like this, rolling.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
no.
as we said, this is not a good way. Never let your queen and your king in the same line, especially if there is a rook ready to go on that file.
Yep.
So,
And white sees it, and it should be over now.
yeah.
Yeah, winning the queen is very important.
This is over. Okay, let's go to another game. Let's go back to the Myanmar against Somalia. Look at the black time. So I guess we are going to have some emotions here.
And what kind of emotions would that be?
Screaming. Oh! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh!
Is it over? Oh, it's over. Oh,
I said you.
that's so sad.
Yesterday in the afternoon, I was like picking up just board that were immediately over. So I was choosing a game and there was a result. I was choosing a game and there was a result. So basically, no commentary was possible.
Okay. Yeah, well, that was unfortunate. Okay, this is interesting. So this is Oman versus Fiji. And this is actually, we are now looking at, let me check. Hamud and Prasad, all right.
Fiji,
We are
Oman.
actually looking at board 5 of the match.
Board 5, yeah. Okay. So I
Yeah.
guess white, I know, same pawns. Same pawns.
Yeah, same pawns. Black is blockading everything so far. The pawn structure is slightly better for white, I would say. The king is safer.
Was
But
d4 an idea?
it is, but there is queen takes e7, I was going to say, but I think d4 actually wins material there, yeah.
Because d4, queen take, rook take, and the king can attack the rook. And now rook and knight are attacked. So probably was working.
Yeah, it seems like it, yeah.
But probably that's why black played rook b7 in order to protect the pawn, and now d4 might be even more powerful.
Yeah, it's not so easy for white to make advances here. Maybe a move like knight a4 would be interesting, to put the knight perhaps on c5. That could create some prospects, but black is also threatening to take the f4 pawn, so that's why knight e2 is also making a lot of sense.
You know, maybe something like rook g1, queen e6, can start to f5 at one point.
Yeah, but knight takes f4. I'm not so sure why the evaluation of the computer is that white is better here.
Maybe there
Because
is some intermediate, some move.
maybe knight d4?
And knight d4 looks good. I like knight d4.
Yeah, that looks good.
And yeah, knight e4 followed probably by knight queen e5. But the computer is not convinced about that.
It's not that clear what is going on here. Yeah, or maybe a move like... No, okay, I was going to suggest c3, but maybe just exchange everything, go for the rook ending, and then put a rook on e6? Nah, that's not it. Yeah, this is a tough position. I'm very curious to see how white is actually going to get compensation for the pawn. It's not clear for me. Yeah.
What
So,
about knight g3?
and then h5?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting, yeah. Probably rook f6 after that, h5, g5. I'm trying to keep everything closed. But then maybe queen
h6.
h5 or h6. Maybe that's the way, yeah. So to just push h5, put a queen on e5, and then start attacking. Might
No,
be it.
it's
But
not this the
actually,
way.
a blunder. Seems like it.
Chat should help us
Yeah.
to find the move here. I want to find it.
Yes, chat. I will try to keep an eye on what you guys are saying. So if you have interesting suggestions, then of course, yeah, just mention them. We can maybe discuss them in the broadcast. So
Yeah.
but it's an interesting position. So this is board 5. Yeah, I don't know if we have some results yet. Let me check.
Yes, we have actually a lot of results. A lot of games are over. Here we have 1 point for Myanmar, another point for Myanmar,
Yeah, so as expected, Myanmar.
another point for Myanmar. They are Terminator. Another point for Myanmar, and another point for Myanmar. They are incredible. A machine. A machine. Okay, let's go to some position. Okay, here was the position that we were considering. How did it go? Knight take f4.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
to be curious, I want to see what is the best move. Oh, it's
Oh,
h5.
wow. H5. That's a move you did not expect, right?
Yeah, h5 is so strong. What about g5 then? Just knight d4. Now, don't
Yeah.
ask me why the other way around didn't work.
And then put the queen on E5, probably.
Yeah,
Try
rook
to attack
f6.
the pawn on G5.
Rook f6 and rook h1 attacking, and probably, yeah, then also moving the queen there
Yeah.
is good. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, but now I want to see why the other way around is not working. So why this might be a bad move. Rook f6 and this. Because here, you know, guys, there is the
C5. C5 is an extra move now. Yeah.
c4 is an extra move. So what we can learn out of that?
Move orders are important. Yeah.
Yes.
That's really true. Yeah. So in on top level, they actually when they study openings, they check every move order when they, for example, yeah, check Najdorf lines. Yeah, it's important. Yeah.
Yeah. Knight take f4, queen take f4,
Yeah.
queen take, rook take, and h5. Okay, here we have a rook endgames.
Yeah.
Black is a pawn up, but there is some compensation because the king is quite weak, I guess.
Yeah, and the pawn on e7 and the pawn on c6 are still weaknesses. So, and everything is on the same side. So that means that drawing chances are pretty high for white still.
Mm-hmm.
Although, of course, black is in the driver's seat. Uh, yeah, so Oman is actually doing good on this board. Actually, we should also mention that this is a critical match because Fiji and Oman are both teams that are in a very good spot to qualify for the next division.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
So it's
so
an interesting match.
we'll keep an
Let's
eye
go
on this.
Fiji.
Sorry?
Let's go Fiji.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever been to Fiji, Alessia?
No, I would love to be
Yeah.
there. So, so
Yeah,
you
I
see,
hear it's great for holidays there.
yeah. Okay, let's move shortly to another board. Here we have a queen endgame. White is a pawn up, and this is a game between Pakistan and Macau. And yeah, it looks good. It looks good for white. What is the technique to win these endgames?
Hmm. Just push the pawns and calculate pawn endings, actually. So there are a lot of ways for white to trade off the queens. For example, queen f5 or queen e4 check. But then you have to calculate if the pawn ending is winning or not. And yeah, those checks have to be calculated constantly. And for example, if white plays a move like h5, black has to now calculate if queen d3 is winning. It's not. And that's basically how you approach end games like this. And also,
Mm-hmm.
white is a pawn up, but the pawn on c4 is more advanced than the a2 pawn.
Yeah,
So, and the pawn on f3 doesn't really mean much in a position like this
yeah.
because, yeah, it cannot really be moved. It has to safeguard the king. So I would say that this position is pretty much okay for white.
Okay, actually now white
That's
can
a
play
lot.
a4, winning at tempo. So I think
Yeah,
would be a
but
good
then
move.
queen b4 or queen b3, I think black's doing fine. It really helps that the pawn on c4 is that much advanced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, still I think, I mean, something like a4, queen b4, and queen f5, and also a5.
But Then black is also going to push with c3 and maybe queen b2 check c2. Black is quite fast in this endgame. And actually, if black can trade off the c2 pawn, the c pawn for the a pawn, then it should be more or less a draw. The
Yeah.
queen should be easy to hold after that.
Yeah.
So white.
Okay. Let's see what white is going to do. Is bringing the kings somehow. Well, somehow would be always better to be a bit more near with the king because you have chance to capture the pawn or to change the queens maybe and enter in a winning pawn ending.
Yeah, king e2, king d3. That's the clear plan. Black will probably play queen c4 check, not allowing the king, exactly. And yeah, then white is still struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, king e3. Okay, queen e6. Black is just going to keep checking. Yeah, but queen b3 is something that black really needs. Oh, queen d5, nice move. Queen takes f3. And now it's very interesting to see if the pawn ending of the queen f5 is winning.
No, incredible. It might be winning because this pawn is far away.
Yeah,
okay, let's calculate shortly.
Yeah.
Queen here. Take and take. Sorry. Wait. Okay, this we can put on the board. And now the pawn is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 square from promotion. And I guess that if the king cannot capture this pawn and go back to take this other, is winning for white. So it's very easy to calculate then the king is not in time to do that because to arrive there it would need much more tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's not in time. So I guess this is enough to say that this is a winning endgame.
Yeah.
Because white will capture this and then will run to the king side to capture also the others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's see if white went for that. It would be a missed opportunity otherwise.
Yeah, it's completely winning.
Okay.
Okay, now the white king should just march on the other side. Don't steal. Okay, be careful not to stalemate. Actually, yeah, this is still good, but now we should be careful. Okay, push or take with the pawn, with the h pawn. Don't take with the half pawn, please. Could be stalemate, and I think, yeah, would not be great. Yeah, h takes g6 is good, and now is just a GG. GGO. All right.
Okay, yeah, this rook ending is very interesting. This one less interesting. This one easily winning.
Yeah. Mostly yes. Now we gotta protect.
Now it's not so clear anymore. Yeah.
It's always important to, when you have two pawns, they are very strong like this because they control all the square in front.
Yeah.
And suddenly when you push, you give up some square. So as the big Roland says, every move has advantages and disadvantages. So you always have to.
Yes. It's something that famous football player Johan Cruyff has always said. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was for him. It was mentioned by, of course, for the football game, but we can also apply it to the chess game as well. It's such a general remark that it was simply brilliant by Johan Cruyff. Yep.
Yeah.
E2. Okay.
And now this pawn is hanging, and also this one probably. Okay, and now I think we can have something very didactic because we might enter in a Philidor position. Let's see if we get the Philidor position. Maybe not even. Okay,
we'll see.
Probably now. If what is the Philidor? It is the easy way to draw this endgame, and is important. Okay, I think. Yeah, they're making stuff a bit complex, but it's important. I will shortly go back. So how to draw this endgame is quite easy actually. White should just bring the rook to the third rank.
Yeah, exactly. So what black wants is to push the king from the second rank and then put the king in front of the pawn so that it cannot be checked anymore from the backside. So for example, if you play a move like rook h5 as black, um, yeah, so make a move for white, rook h5, then the king can be chased away by rook e6. But with rook h2, the king can now be put on d3, and that is giving black very good winning chances. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that is not what you want from as white. So, what you would like is if the rook is moved to the side with rook h5, then you want to check behind with a move like rook e7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the king cannot be pushed in front of the pawn. Black is forced to push the pawn himself, and then you can keep checking behind the pawn indefinitely. That is how you play the Philidor position.
Yeah. So so as you mentioned, the way is really to put a rook on this
Yeah,
file, and
fake.
as soon as white as black pushes this pawn, the rook goes back and go to check the king. So
Yeah.
this is the way to make a draw. But let's see what is happening now, because it's actually, yeah, exactly, this is the way to lose. If there is a pawn on the sixth rank, it's very hard to stop it,
Yeah.
especially if there are not too many check here. So yeah, that's why, guys, really the Philidor is a very basic technique, but it's so important, and you should always keep an eye on.
Well, it's winning for black. Yeah, good job from the Oman player there. Yeah,
Oh,
actually, I was at the European Club Cup at some point, and I saw that a 2100 player didn't know how to defend against this Philidor position actually. So yeah, it's end games are sometimes being a bit neglected. So everybody advice is to study your basic end games to not lose positions like this.
yeah, this is very important because there are huge books about endgames, like, and for example, Dvoretzky is the very
Mm,
famous book, but I never recommend to go through the Dvoretzky because it's something really advanced. What is important is to start from the basis to know the essential position, and Philidor is by far one of maybe of the 10 essential position that is a must know for every chess player, not to lose completely draw position in an end game that can save really a lot of points.
mm.
So yeah, Philidor is for sure. If anyone in the chat don't know what is the Philidor position in a rook end games, guys, go to check that because it's extremely important. You will save a lot of point in a rook end games that if not, you see how
Mhm.
this game went. So
Yep, I agree. Absolutely. We have some results actually. So Pakistan actually went on to win the match with 6-0. Myanmar won his match with 6-0 as well. So no surprises there. And Oman, actually the critical match, Fiji versus Oman. Oman already won that match actually with 3.5 half. So that is very good news for me personally.
yeah,
So yeah.
Omar is at 4-2 actually. I have also here next to the board the results.
Mhm. Yep.
And also Pakistan, right, for your information, won the match.
Mhm. And
So
yep.
yeah, Fiji. Oh, but this is okay. It's updating. It's updating because
Ah,
Myanmar played against Somalia, so I guess they are updating this. The pairings is
yeah.
not yet.
What we have behind next to the board is actually the results of round one. I believe Brunei and Myanmar played in the first round against each other. So yeah, now you know that that was the critical match actually because Myanmar and Brunei are the number one and two seed in this pool. So yeah, that was actually pretty good to show. So yeah, we're updating you, of course, on the round four results, and we will later, of course, also show you what the standings are. Well, actually, there you go. Yeah, Myanmar, Fiji, and so that is why this round, Fiji versus Oman, was the biggest match, and Oman actually crushing it already, winning the match with 3.5 versus a half point. The other two games are still on the way. So, but yeah, the 2 points, the two match points are for Oman.
Yeah. So I guess that we are done with the fourth round of the pool A. Just to a quick reminder to everyone, we are at a based edition. Today is the second day, and we will face during the all day round from fourth to sixth. Pool A, B, and C base division. So
Yep.
the very first division. These are the teams, all the teams fighting in this division, and yeah, we are going to see all them playing today.
Yep, we will.
Yes, so I guess we go in a short break, and we will be back for round number five. And yeah, see you soon, guys. And here we are. We are back. Round five is going to start, and we have the standings. So here we are. This is the standings after of Pool A after round number 5. So you see the standings, Roland. Myanmar is
Yes.
leading, Pakistan, Oman, and Brunei. Fiji is now number 5th.
Yeah. So
So
the top 4 places are qualified for the next division. And so, yeah, Myanmar, Pakistan, Oman, and Brunei doing very well. Myanmar and Brunei, the favorites to win this pool, and Pakistan and Oman doing well as well. Yeah, so yeah, we're going to start with round 5 in just a few minutes. We are waiting for the games to start. Yeah, so actually, maybe it would be a good idea to remind everyone how the boards are being made, because it's not actually the top 6 players of the country. We have a different kind of format for this event.
yes, I mean, let's shortly introduce that what we are doing is the FIDE Online Olympiad. Is the first edition of the Online Olympiad with over 1,500 players and 163 teams. So what is, as Roland said, the team composition is really particular because each team features 2 open boards and then 2 women's board and other 2 more boards that are junior boards. One is a male board and one is a female board.
Mhm.
So is no, as you said, Roland, is a novelty. We never saw such a um,
Competition.
diver. Yes.
Yes.
How do you define this team?
Uh,
Uh,
well, if
multi-age and multi-gender.
well, it's most likely going to be 3 men and 3 women, so that is very good. And of course, it's also with youngsters involved. So that means that this is more or less an indication of how chess youth is progressing in the country itself. So, for example, for the Netherlands, we've got Max Warmerdam playing for under 20. He's a rated player with over 2,500 international master. While there are, of course, other countries who have even on paper stronger players on the under 20 open board. So, yeah, that is an indication of how the youth is progressing in countries like in countries in general, not in countries like. So, yeah, that is, I really like this format. It's not just the best players, it's also involving youth championship more or less and also women championship. So yeah, this is a nice modern Olympiad, I would say.
Yeah, and we like it. The time control is 15 plus 5.
Mhm.
And yeah, there we are in the stage 1 division, base division, and pool B. Next to our board, you can always take a look of the format. As you can see, there are different division, and we are in the base, and just 12 of the team 12 teams from base division will advance to division 4. So then from
Yeah,
division 4 to division 3, from division 3 to division 2, from division 2 to top division, and
yeah,
finally we will get uh, to the winner of the FIDE Online Olympiad 2020.
yeah, exactement. So base division right now, and yeah, basically the lowest division of them all, but still very interesting. So yeah, we've had some crazy moments already. And yeah, what I like about commentating on games like this is that there are always surprises. Like you say that it's over, but then suddenly, yeah, mate in one is being missed, and the opposition suddenly has a rook ending that's winning for them. And yeah, it is just kind of crazy. Yesterday was really crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, there were really crazy moments, and I don't have time even to review them because I'm basically live the whole day. But after the event, I will for sure take a look of all these crazy moments because some are
Mm.
really hilarious. So yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen when I'm looking at top games. It is always very neat, very good, very close to perfect. But to be honest, I find that games like this are much more entertaining because you see so many surprises, queens being thrown away, or maybe even mate in ones being missed, and then suddenly a game can turn all the way around. And just when you're ready to say, "Okay, this game is over," it can turn around
Yeah,
very quickly.
I
So
really agree, and I also think there is also a lot to learn, especially when there is a commentary, because it's about the basic stuff. Sometimes also the chat can be challenged to find a mate. Yesterday, for example, there was a mating too. Was not so easy because it was this queen sacrifice. So I also had
yeah,
need some time to find because it was really atypical. You don't expect that you suddenly give up your queen on f8 and then you give mate. So and yeah, we the chat also helped me finding that. So there
yeah.
is also interaction, a lot of mistakes, so a lot also of uh, many ways to learn. So that's always good.
Exactly. And in this case, not only chess, but also geography.
Yeah.
Because some countries I've never heard of, and it was very interesting to see where they're actually stationed. For example, in this pool, we've got the country Bhutan, and that is actually a country that is in, yeah, between China and the Himalayan mountains. So that was very interesting to know. And there are also other countries, of course, that was very interesting to look up. So Myanmar, currently the leader in Pool A. Well, that is actually Burma, a Southeast Asian country. And well, you can read for yourself what the other countries are. So
Yes.
yeah, okay. Kind of a small quiz question, Alessia. Where is Guam stationed?
Where is?
Guam stationed. Do you know where that is?
Yeah. No, I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm
Probably
putting
you.
her on the spot a little bit, everyone. Yeah, it's actually a island in the Pacific. Yeah, on close to Indonesia, actually. But well, actually, relatively close, because it's 1,000 kilometers away more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, relatively close. Yeah. So a big shout out to Grandmaster Roland Prusilos. Actually, everyone thinks that GM means Grandmaster, but it's actually much more important the title that he has in the geography world and is a geography master. So
Yeah.
every time he will ask me something about the country, I will reply to him, "What do you think?"
Yeah, I'll try my best to answer everything. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, yeah.
Rounds are
So
starting in 2 minutes. We have already a link, and yeah, we are just waiting for the games. And
mhm.
here we have probably some first games. Yes, the game are starting right now, right now.
All right. So we can get into the action.
Yes, the action is here. So let's see. Probably if we can see the pairings.
All right.
Okay, not I guess is, let me see, Macau against Fiji. Okay, we don't have still the pairings. Maybe Roland can search
Yep. I can
with
check the
his great
pairs.
technology. Can check
Yes.
his advanced technology, I would say. Here we have 1e4. Here we have already Sicilian. Knight f3, knight c6. Let's shortly have a quick look to all the opening. This is a was supposed to be a Nimzo Indian if bishop e4, but a6 is a move that I don't really know. Here we have, for all the fan of the London system and oh, here we have for the our Dutch EM, we have the Dutch defense that
Yeah,
he
nice.
loves. So we'll for sure take a look at this game.
Mhm.
Here is another London system. This is a Queen's Gambit, the Rago's in line, and here we are with an Italian game to Yeah, in honor of the other commentator.
Well, you mean yourself, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. By the way, Alessia, I found something, and that's
Sure.
we actually have an important match in this round, and that is Oman versus Brunei, two teams that are very likely to qualify for the next division.
Yeah, sure. So we will have a look. I guess I picked already one game of those
Hmm. Yeah.
of the team. So yeah, we will for sure take a look at this match because, as you said, it's very important because these are, uh, yeah, two of the five teams that are currently in the top first place of the board. Here is the scoreboard updated to yeah, to the last round. So as we can see, the first five teams: Myanmar, Pakistan, Oman, Brunei, Fiji, uh, yeah, are by far leading, and there are 4 points difference between the other half of the list. So
Yeah.
they are clear. They have a clear advantage, and probably between them we will have the four teams that will advance to the next division.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, we are now currently looking at. Let me check which board this is.
I
So we
guess.
are. Yeah, this is actually board one of the
Mm-hmm.
match. And yeah, I don't believe that the ratings are actually accurate. But yeah, the white player actually has a rating of about, let me check,
I guess more.
about 2000. And it's actually two FIDE masters playing against each other.
Wow, they are to feed the masters. Okay, but they don't have the title yet. Okay, was a French with b6, so not b5, not d5, sorry. But d5 will come now. Then e5 and knight e4. Okay, it's a weird system. I don't know if that knight might be risking his life on e5. I mean, currently he's attacking c3. Um, I don't know if something after.
Knight c3 is logical. White will get compensation after the move queen g4, though, because then the g7 pawn needs to be defended, and usually that is a bit awkward because g6 will give away some squares and king f8 as well. But never mind, it was white to move, so bishop takes e4 happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
So
Yeah.
probably now we. I mean, still queen g4 seems a good way because it's not just attacking the pawn on g7, but it's also making free the square on e2
For
for
the
the
knight.
knight. Okay, whites prefer to develop first his bishop on e3, stopping also the pawn. I think queen g4 is a move that we are going to see soon. Also, queen b5 is a check, but I think I prefer the queen on g4.
Yeah, queen g4 very common in French positions like this. Yeah, I think White should play it, but actually, I think White's plans to push the c4, the c3 pawn to c4 at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And with the move bishop e3, White is preparing for that. But I think White should prioritize developing the knight somehow first.
Yeah.
The knight on g1 is undeveloped, so yeah, it should be a
Could
priority.
also go on the other way.
Could be. I'm not sure that the knight's perfectly stationed on f4, but at least it's developed. So, yeah, definitely an idea.
You know, there is a version of chess that I played a lot in the club where white play one move, then black reply with two moves,
Oh,
then white with three, black with four, and so on. So if white would have here like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 moves, would be checkmate.
or knight h3, knight g5, queen h5, and queen takes h7. That's
Oh,
good.
faster. That's true.
Or queen g4, bishop h6, and queen takes g7. Free move.
Wow, amazing. Yeah, this is faster. That's true. That's true.
So, well, that indicates actually how what a good move queen g4 is, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, after queen g4, black can simply now play king h8. So you'd rather have it when a black didn't castle yet. So yeah,
Yeah.
missed
Yeah,
missed
because
castle.
queen g4 is threatening bishop h6 probably.
Yep.
And why, let's move a6 just to make it clear. Now bishop a6 is extremely powerful because it's threatening mate. There is no way to protect here with other pieces. The knight is too far away. The queen also cannot get to f6. So the only way to protect is g6 that loses an exchange. That's why is as Roland said, is very important that queen g4 queen g4 should be played before the castle, because then for example here a reply to castle would be bishop h6 exactly. So probably here g6 is a needed move in order to protect
Or king f8, but the drawback of that is that the dark squares are getting weak. So
yeah.
this is why queen g4 is such a good move in French positions like this.
Yes, good. So let's go. Let's see how it went on. Knight h3 and knight c6. The knight is getting, you know, slowly but consistently getting to h5. The queen to g4, and the mate will be on board. Okay, this is my dream, but in chess, in normal chess, classical chess, it doesn't happen like that. So there is one move per player, so you cannot do like 3-4 move in a row.
And black can counter that by, for example, playing knight e7 and knight f5, rerouting the knight. Knight c6, good move. Yeah, what do we think about this position? I'd say it's kind of double-edged because black's pawn structure is a bit better, but white has opportunities on the king side, as we indicated. So yeah, very interesting.
I'm a bit shocked.
Shocked? Oh, what? What?
Let's shortly take a look at this game. d4
Wait.
is 8 moves. Knight f6, c4, c5 is a Benko gambit. This is the Benko.
Yeah, this is the top women's board, actually, board 3.
Yeah. Knight c3, b4, knight b7, e6, sorry, knight b1, e6, d6, knight e4, bishop f4. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Queen f6. Oh, the queen is attacking b2 and the bishop.
Boy.
So yeah, white thought that it's good to retreat the bishop and protect the pawn. If thought it was a smart move, but
yeah, that is unfortunate. That is mate in 8. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You see, guys, that doesn't happen on top boards. See, this is why this is entertaining. Yeah. Okay. Queen takes f2. Yeah. Unfortunate, but yeah, the opening was also not really a successful. White d6 was probably not the best move there. And instead of bishop c1, maybe queen c1 could have maybe saved the day a little bit for white. But yeah, you hate to see things like this. So good start for Brunei in this critical match. Yep.
Yeah, but let me remind everyone watching, guys. Always keep an eye on the f2 or f7 square, because just the king is protecting that square, and if there are two pieces of your opponent attacking that point, please, for your safety, mental and physical, try to take care about that. Protect that point, please.
Some solid advice there.
Yeah, some solid advice. But let's move to another board of this match, Brunei against Oman. And yeah. So
yeah, interesting setup. So white has the Maroxy structure. The knight on b1 still has to be developed. And usually, well, you want to take care of the d5 square, but black also has chances to counter. For example, with a move like b5 very often, and you can also play something like knight e8, and pushing the knight away, and then play f5 perhaps at some point. But yeah, I think that white has everything firmly under control so far. So yeah, I think white should be slightly better because yeah, d5 is under control. b5 loses a pawn at the moment simply. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, so white should be slightly better, but it's a dynamic position. Black is by no means out of the game yet. So
And I want just shortly to adjust something about the pieces because I won a lot of games as white in this position, and there are two changes of minor pieces that white should try to get, and is to change this bishop and this knight for one knight and this bishop. So, and to enter in an endgame of knight against this bad bishop. So this would be the dream for white, to place a knight on d5, and to play against this bad bishop here would be really, really. There are a lot of games, I guess, that are very comfortable for white, that is lowering, pushing. I also played in my own experience some games like that. Is a dream for white to get in that shape.
yeah, I agree there. Yeah. So what do you think of white then exchanging on d5 with one of the knights?
Well, I guess it's not an ideal change because mostly, um, yeah, if you want to wait, probably to go with two knights here, and mostly you go first to exchange this bishop for this knight. Mostly this is the
Yeah.
a more typical way uh, to change these pieces, and then you place one or two, one knight on d5, maybe the other also on can go on different squares, can root to b6, f5. There are really many ideas, but mostly I change the bishop for the knight, and then one knight for this bishop. Mostly is like it happened in my games. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. The white colored bishop of black is the critical piece here. If you can exchange it, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Exchanging the knight on d5 is an interesting choice because only one knight can basically stand on d5. So by exchanging one, the next knight can come to d5. But the problem with this is, for example, that black now has to move b5 and the pawn on c4 is pinned. So
Oh,
that
yeah,
means
that's true
that,
because
yeah, that means that black has very good counterplay after that, and white cannot keep control in this position. So, yeah, unfortunately, I don't like knight d5 because of that. Positionally, it's a sound idea, but concretely, tactically, it doesn't work at the
yeah.
moment.
But I guess here black missed this great chance to play b5 and played bishop e3. Still, white plays rook d3, so not protecting this pawn. So b5 is again a good idea. But black decides to go on the other side of the board, playing another pawn move, f5. That is generally good, but I guess in this position b5 would have been stronger. So yeah, f5, knight c3, f take e4, queen take e4, bishop.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, it still works. It still works.
okay,
Queen
we have
d5.
queen d5. Okay.
Yeah, but white is playing with fire. That's clear. It's not over yet. White is still okay, but there were some questionable moments there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe we're looking at the top women's board actually here.
Mm. No,
Oh
was
no,
the
wait.
second.
This is the second women's board. Yeah, exactly.
We
Okay,
don't
so
forget the fire of the first one.
yeah, fire of the first one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So actually, Brunei has, on paper at least, the strongest first board for women. So, and that is of course very nice to have because that would mean a lot of points most of the time.
Yeah, sure. That's true. Every board means a lot, and to have by far the strongest board in the stronger player in one board is clearly a great advantage. So
Yeah. And she won. She now is on 3 out of 4. With a first loss in round one against the player from Myanmar.
Okay, so
So yeah.
reasonable. Also, might be that Myanmar is basically winning everything, so might be that the rating of Myanmar is not that great, but they are pretty strong.
Yeah, Myanmar the clear favorites, and that's so far they are showing that they are justifiably the favorites to win this. Yeah. All right.
Okay, let's try to uh to go to another game. Here we are, another game of this match.
Mm-hmm.
Brunei against Oman.
Um, yeah, looking great for Oman.
Yeah, I count some extra pawn for black, and are those two. So then there is a very powerful bishop on the diagonal a8, h1, a8. So that's good. At any point, white can push the pawn, and the bishop will be free to go or to stay. Maybe mate in 3 we have here, queen here,
Oh, well,
e3.
it's knight f2 saves the day. If e3, then the knight can simply run away. But yeah, black is clearly in the driver's seat. The pawn,
Yeah,
two pawns up actually. The a3 pawn is falling. Maybe the c4 pawn can be attacked. Rook d1, rook
yeah,
d8 is also normal. Yeah, the bishop on b7, pretty strong. So yeah, this is looking great for the black player.
I agree. So let's move to another board. I guess we are getting near to the first board. It's two FIDE master facing each other, so might be the first board of this match
Mhm.
between, as we said, two teams that are fighting for advancing to Division 4, Oman and Brunei. So
Mhm. Yeah, who do you like in this position, Alessia? White is material down, but has some initiative on the king side.
yeah, it's way to move. Alright, so I have to go a bit concrete because if not, it's hard to understand. Actually, it's really. Oh! Wow! White is a rook down. So it's not few material because seems like a lot of pieces are on the king side.
Mhm.
But yeah, white is a rook down. So there must be something concrete, I guess.
Black does have a piece, has had to give a piece in return for that
Ah,
rook.
there is a piece, that's true. There are 4 pieces. Okay, so then there is, uh, I guess, a good compensation. The 6 is hanging.
Mhm.
Also, I mean, on the king side, there is quite a good attack. I guess h6 is an idea also to
Yeah,
take. The queen could get to h4, rook h1.
yeah,
Yeah, I think white is doing well. And
yeah. I
also,
think Queen h4 is a very concrete move there. Yeah, the knight has to move away, otherwise you'll lose that knight. But never mind, we're gonna talk about the move e5.
which is
Right.
very weird because that pawn is not protected. I mean, okay, he's open up this bishop that could go to g6,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure because it gives up a good point because e5 is protecting like
Yeah.
5 times. 5 times.
Yeah, and I was thinking bishop e5 is a move that black already wants to play, trying to exchange dark squared bishop because then maybe tricks like knight e3 come into position. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of e5, but yeah, it's a complicated position. I think instead of e5, queen h4 was very logical, trying to
Yeah,
get the knight away and then push the h pawn, like you said. Yeah,
yeah,
knight e5, h6 looks already close to winning for white, actually.
yeah. Looks
Yeah,
great.
so white was playing well, I guess. But after e5, bishop takes e5, maybe tables are turning for Brunei.
Yeah,
Or actually, I should say Brunei Darussalam.
exactly. Okay, here we have on the oh no, this is another match. I thought it was the second board, but here we have an end game where white is an exchange up, and Yeah, white is also an exchange and a pawn up, so I guess it's completely winning for white. Is going in one direction.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So these are the countries Laos with the white pieces versus Bhutan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. And here
Yes.
I see some complication. So
Okay. Yeah. This is looking extremely well for Oman.
yeah. So
We're looking at board five, I believe.
yes, I guess it's very near to be made. Actually, it didn't take pawn. It doesn't want. It didn't want to collect extra, even more pawn, but to try to find something concrete against the king.
Yeah, and it makes sense. It's very hard to stop all the threats in white's position. For example, rook takes d2, e takes d2 check, queen f2, I suppose.
Okay, so rook take.
Yeah, e takes, queen f2. Is there already something concrete to win here, maybe? Oh, yeah. Actually, queen takes f2. Nah, maybe not. But okay. King takes f2, perhaps. Okay,
Oh,
black already won. White resigned.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, justifiably. Black played very, very well, and so Oman has won a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what happens in the other matches.
Okay, this is. Let's go back to the female. I guess this is the female board, or the junior board might be. So here we are, and this is okay. Is equal material. There is yeah. This is the game that we saw, not where there was this f5. It was a long time ago a Marxist structure with e4 c4, but then black played f5 and some pawn get exchanged, and now it's a different structure where black has bishop pair, white has some compensation due to the d5 square and the weak d6 pawn.
Yeah.
I guess these are very complex position, and I think both sides have chances. Which color would you prefer and why?
Definitely white here. The reason being that white has 95 at its disposal always. So after, okay, yeah, bishop takes d5, rook takes d5, then the d6 pawn will be a big weakness for always in the black camp. And white doesn't really have any weaknesses. The pawns are on white, they cannot be attacked by the dark squared bishop of black. So yeah, I think that white is definitely in the driving seat here. Yeah,
Yeah, and what could black try to? Yeah, what could black try to do here?
maybe. Well, b5 is always a move to consider. Maybe rerouting the e7 bishop towards a better square, for example, with bishop g5 or bishop d8, bishop b6. Those are common ideas. Yeah, but
Yeah,
basically, black has to do something. If white gets all the time in the world, then white will start
increases
attacking, putting
position.
pressure on the d6 pawn.
Yeah, let's see if now we will see a knight on d5 because it seems like the perfect square for him and would be very comfortable to get a knight there. Okay, guys, I see a king on c4, so I can't resist from showing this game.
Okay. We actually have some news as well, and that is that the match between Somalia and let's see who they were playing, and Pakistan will be postponed because in Somalia there was a wide internet outage. So yeah, that match will be postponed and will be 0-0 for now.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Austria. Wow.
I said they started another game.
They are relegated very. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. So, what's the next game that we're going to take a look at?
yeah, here should be a game between Macau and Fiji. But here is clearly as a rook up, so yeah, is I guess is already quite clear. Here we have an interesting position.
Yeah. Mm.
I see two king that might be quite exposed, but there is equal material. Actually, black is a pawn up, but the position is so open that everything can happen. So, and here is the match Macau against Fiji. So yeah, what do you think of this position? Looks crazy to me.
Oof. First impression. Well, black's a pawn up.
Yeah,
Uh, I don't know, but yeah, if the tactics don't work out, then black's better, of course.
yeah,
So white needs to play concretely here. Knight
yeah.
d4, logical. What ideas with knight e6, perhaps, at some point. Yeah, bishop h6, normal, I guess, to not allow white to get a rook on h8. But yeah, it's a double-edged position. I mean,
It's
black
very
is.
concrete, I think. It's so open that you gotta really think and try to find a safe place for your pieces.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Like,
for example, this knight seems, I mean, it seems to me a bit unstable on that square, and I think should try to find a better place. Maybe e5, e4 could be a good square, and a bit more stable. It's always good when a knight is supported by a pawn. Um, yeah, because it's more stable. Also, this rook should find a better place, and the king is also not comfortable in f8, I think. I don't know if d6 could be a better place for him.
yeah, I agree. A move like knight c6 would be good for black here. But yeah, I'm wondering how white is going to get through because it seems to me that black is a clear pawn up actually. Or maybe a move like knight f5 would be interesting to try and get the dark squared bishop. That would be a
Yeah,
good. But then black has potential with rook takes b2. I mean, I think I would prefer black here simply because he has more options. But then again, we'll see a3. Well, basically forcing black to move that already wants to play knight c6.
yeah,
Yeah, so I would say that black has a good chance to win here. Although, yeah, drawing margin is still there. I don't know. I think black is in the driver's seat. Yeah.
yeah. All right. So maybe we will search some other games. Here we have. Here
Nice.
we have. No, here we have two extra knights. So I guess it's completely winning for white. But here we have another position that is quite equal. There are 5 pawns for each side, and white has a bishop, black has a knight. And this game is part of the match Laos against Bhutan.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is I think is also this is a position for chance for both color. The question needed here is it better the knight or the bishop?
Well, I think that they're gonna be exchanged soon. Oh, never mind. Okay. I was gonna say knight takes b3 will probably be on the board pretty soon, but okay, bishop takes f7. I like the bishop better because it has more range and it's an open position at the moment. But okay, the knight can also be pretty strong. For example, after queen takes b2, the knight can be moved to a4 where it has some potential, maybe on c3. But yeah, I would prefer white here. After bishop takes f7, you could try to attack the bishop because it's pinned at the moment with a move like queen d7. But I think white has out ways to get out of it with queen d5 then, for example.
D5.
Maybe,
Yeah, because it's
yeah,
attacking the knight. Yeah.
or queen c3. Yeah, not queen c3, but queen d5 looks good. Or queen h5 perhaps. Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
after it's an unclear position. I think. Well, actually, I think white is simply a bit better, but yeah, white has to be very careful. Yeah, queen takes b2 looks very natural, and
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so hard, not so easy to break through here.
I mean, mostly a bishop performs better in an endgame where there are pawn on both sides, because it's simply faster to get from a side to the other. But what I think is that now, I mean, also those two pawns are quite weak. And so I guess this is kind of a compensation because it's like, yeah, they are, those pawns are protecting each other, those pawns as well, but those two pawns are both weak. So now I don't know if there is something concrete because
Yeah. Queen A1, Queen E5 would have won a piece. Queen A1,
Oh,
Queen E2, Queen E5. Yeah.
tactics.
So this was a blunder of white,
Yeah.
but not taken. So after instead black played queen takes c2, I believe. Okay, that's also good. I mean, that simply wins a pawn, but okay, this would have won a piece, yeah. So will
Yes.
queen take
Not yet
c2?
queen takes c2. By the way, I want to remind to everyone, always when there is an endgame piece, try to take care, because if there are more than if there is maybe a check, and here we have probably I guess, are we near to see a mate? I want to check. I want to understand what is happening here.
You mean
Oh,
mate for white?
maybe check here. Okay, I have to try to understand.
Sure.
Maybe
Maybe.
queen f1 and bishop f7. Queen
Ah,
f8 and bishop f7 and this mate. Yes, plot twist live here was suggesting this. Queen f8, bishop f7, and there is no way, no check, and no way for the king to. Well, there is a check actually,
yeah.
and this one, but I guess that white is not too scared about this check because
Maybe,
can just take back.
maybe not.
Maybe not. Yes. So let's see if white will find this. Is not hard, but yeah, still f7, bishop f7 is a silent move. So okay, queen f8.
Okay.
Okay,
Seven.
let's see.
Oh, I feel some suspense here actually.
More
Will it
guys,
happen? Bishop f7. Ah. Yes.
Boo! We have bishop f7.
So, so this is the match Laos versus Bhutan.
Yeah.
Laos already won that match actually with 3.5 half. So all the extra Boyd points are of course appreciated for Laos. So yeah, it seems to be that it's going to be 4.5 half with this in mind.
Yes. Yeah, and this is a boom boom. Yeah. This prolongs a bit the game because it's not made immediately.
So h4 should win. Also keep checking. Queen takes g7, and then you should win the queen somehow, I believe.
Yeah, queen check, king here, check, king.
No, you have queen h7 now.
Oh! Oh no. Let's see if he will move so fast the king away.
Wait, how could you win then, actually?
Oh my grob.
Oh my grob. Yeah, Alessia likes to play the grob, everyone.
Yeah.
Which channel?
It's in my soul now. I cannot say anymore oh my god, but I say oh my grob. So maybe queen c8 seems still a good square, attacking knight and a pawn, threatening some checks. But yeah, doesn't seem so clear to me anymore. Maybe g6 can be a good move that protects the king, let's say, and attack the bishop.
Could very well be. Knight d3 also makes sense.
Knight d3 is also a good move. The knight is protected by the queen.
Yeah, and if white checks, then g6?
Yes, if it takes, then g6. Okay, well, white now could take 2 pawns. So, for example, could take... Oh, I wanted to show could take here, g6, and could take here again. Queen here and take here. But the pawn on e2 is also hanging, so this would be an easy draw. So let's see actually how the players went on. Queen e6 and g6. And now is the question. Will white try 2. Oh!
That's nice. So
Oh, yeah.
Black can play g5 still, but the question is if you really want to weaken your king side that much.
Well, G isn't mate in no, not in 2, but wow, G5 we have, but it looks risky.
It's really risky. Yeah, yeah. So h4 is interesting now. You could also just yeah, move the bishop somewhere perhaps. Or queen
Oh,
e6, like you said.
I like somehow H4. Queen take F7, pawn take this and take here. Maybe, I don't know.
Could be
Looks interesting. Maybe the king walking, then don't know. But okay, let's see the game because
yeah. So we thought it was over, yeah, after bishop f7, but black is showing good resilience here.
yeah, there is always extra life. Bishop G7. It's not over until it's over.
Exactly. Um,
Oh! Wait! Isn't the piece...
that well, it's a draw. Queen d7, queen d8 check. It's still a draw. Oh,
Oh.
queen takes d3 now.
Oh. Oh, come on!
It's okay. It's okay. King g7, queen d7. It's still a draw.
Yeah, but queen h8, queen g8.
Queen d8. This is also fine. It's still a draw. Oh, queen f8 is now easy draw. Queen h6, queen f8, queen h6, queen f8.
Yeah.
Easy draw. Okay,
Yeah.
but white's going to play for a win.
Yeah, but how?
Nah, this should... Oh, well, like this. But queen g6 is... Yeah, this queen takes g5 is probably not the best. King h8 is also probably not the best.
Yeah,
But
let's
okay.
shortly... yeah.
Now it's a draw again. How's the time trouble? So,
Yes, it's time trouble, so it's the perfect time. Queen g6 is basically winning, I guess, because the king now can avoid, probably can run away and avoid the checks.
queen
Okay, now
d6.
this was... Oh, yeah.
They're playing really fast, but they do have increment. They do have 5 seconds increment.
Okay,
So.
the king gotta run away
Uh-huh.
somewhere. I think it's through... Yeah, through g5 might be good. Now the king can... Yeah, can try to find a better place, maybe to go on the queen side to hide behind the knight. Yeah, this looks good to me.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, okay, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
White had a forced draw, many forced draws. Didn't take it. Black, yeah, okay. A lot of things happen. King h6. Now it's still winning for black. But okay, the match is actually already decided here. Laos, in this case, the white player, has already... Laos already won the match.
Okay.
So this game doesn't matter as much.
But okay, Bhutan, the player from Bhutan still wants to bring a point home. So
Okay.
actually there are 2 games in the... Maybe we can shortly switch. Let's see if this game is more crucial. It's Fiji against Macau. Oh! No! This was winning, but now black takes the knight and then take back the pawn and it will be a pawn up. Or no! Actually take here and the pawn goes. No.
Well, black won anyway, so it doesn't matter. Well, actually, it happened.
Yeah.
It happened, actually. Oh, okay.
But white was completely winning.
Yeah, that is it true? Oh, 95, 97 is winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the b7 pawn will promote.
But knight c5 was the wrong square.
Ah, that's too bad.
Wrong side.
Yeah.
Yeah, table can turn up. Okay, and this game was a draw. This game ends up in a draw. I think black was scared to run with his king in the center. What I can say, yeah, I know that it looks scary, but when there is just one piece, that is the queen, you don't risk anything. Also to be with the king at the center, you risk maybe that that your opponent will give you forever checks, but you can try, especially if you're a piece up. So, yeah.
All right. So, do we still have a game?
No, the
Okay, so
round is over.
all right, that means that round five is over.
Yes.
Yeah, so do you want to go and check the results real quick?
Yes, let's check the results. Let's see which results we have already. Um, okay, these were the results of previous round. Let's see if we have results. Okay, we have some results of round 5 are not is not completely updated. But yeah, as you said, Laos won already, and this is something that we know. Which was Pakistan Somalia is
Yeah, that one is postponed because in Somalia there was a wide internet outage. So we got confirmation on that. And okay, the biggest question is Oman versus Brunei. So yeah, two games have yet to be updated. Let me check if they
is four and a
are
half.
on my
Brunei
sources.
won against Oman.
Brunei won with 4.5, 1.5 against Oman. So yeah, they are really doing well after their round one loss against Myanmar. So Brunei ready to qualify for the next division.
Yeah. So Myanmar won, Laos won, Brunei won, Fiji won, and we have a 0-0 between Somalia and Pakistan because the match has been postponed due to connection problem for the Somalia team.
Yeah.
All right, so we will be ready for the sixth round of this poll. We are getting really near to to know which team will qualify. Tomorrow we'll know it for sure. So yeah, we'll go for a short break and we will be back for the sixth round, Pool A, base division. And here we are. We are back for the sixth round. Yes, for sixth round of this division. And here we have the pairings. So Myanmar against Pakistan. Oh, this is very important to me. Fiji against Somalia. Let's see if Somalia will be back because Somalia had this internet connection in the
Yeah,
previous round. So let's see. Let's hope so. Like this, we have more games.
yeah, but it's definitely the Myanmar versus Pakistan, which is the most interesting match today in this round, because they are in the top of the standings more or less, and Myanmar doing extremely well, winning every match they had so far. The other matches are more or less a top um, country against a country that is basically out of the game more or less. For example, Brunei Darussalam still very strong in the race for qualification for the
Yeah.
next division, while Macau is more or less already out of the race. So we'll be more or less focusing on Myanmar and Pakistan.
Yes. Let's
And
show one more time the scoreboard. Like this, we see in which position. And let's remind also everyone our bet because we are betting on which teams are going to advance to Division 4. And Myanmar, Brunei, and Fiji are common bets, so we both think that they will qualify. Now the question is, will Pakistan or Oman go on?
yeah,
So
that is our bet, of course. But I guess maybe Laos we also should not write off because they have 4 points and it's still a long way. We still have, including this one, 4 rounds to go. So yeah,
sure,
Laos might prove to be a surprising dark horse. So yeah, we shouldn't write them off as well, of course. But yeah, our bets between Pakistan and Oman, basically, who will be in on top of the standing. So indeed, a question was asked in the chat. The top four in the base division qualify for the next division. In yeah,
yes, exactly. And now we are going to see back the games. I will shortly put for everyone the format. Like this, you can have a look. We are at the stage 1 base division. You can shortly have a look, and then we will go back with the pairings. So the game has started. Let's try to find out. The match that we want to focus on is Pakistan against Myanmar, so I will go through a bit the games. Okay, this is for sure the first one. Okay, this is the first game that we have. Is I guess looking at the title, I guess this is the first board. Yeah, it's the international master from Myanmar against the national master from Pakistan. So that's for sure an interesting game between two rated players, two title players.
yeah, indeed. So we again have a London system here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that Simon's Yobava system is not that popular in the countries that we are now looking at. Yeah, because they all played with c3, and Simon is usually playing it in the Yobava style with knight c3, if you
Ah,
remember. Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
And
it's a very aggressive system, but yeah, you can also play it in the color system with c3, d4, and e3. Very solid, of course. And
uh-huh.
I like Black's approach here, though, with an aggressive early c5 and a queen b6, trying to put some pressure on the white position directly. So I think that the Myanmar player is here to win, although white is extremely solid here with knight bd2. Yeah, just very normal development, but I'm
Yeah.
actually thinking that Black is going to go for some dynamic approach here.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I about this London system, I just noticed that there are a lot of players that like London system because it's very easy to learn. You don't have a lot of theory, and basically is one system against everything. Doesn't matter what. So when players play London system, they are not just playing the London system. They love London system. They advertise London system. They are big fan of the London system. So I want to see if in the chat there are London system fans. So I love London. If you played London, if you're a fan of London
Well,
system.
I
So let's
like
see if my
London.
theory is right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. You can play it at any time you want. By the way, a small correction there. We are actually looking at board two of the map. It,
More than two. So also board one might be interesting for sure.
mhm.
Alright, so here we have a London system. We spent already some words. Let's try to find the board one then. Okay, is not this one. Is this one?
Not board one, but we can have a look at this because this is still the Myanmar versus Pakistan match.
Yeah,
Let
sure.
me check which board we are.
Yes.
Okay, so while I'm doing that, let's see.
Okay, here we have
Board
like
three.
King's Indian. Yes,
Yeah, this is board three.
board
So this is the
three.
top board for the win.
Okay. Here we have King's Indian. Also, King's Indian has a lot of fun. And yeah, already the pawn has been changed. And white has for sure a good development, a lot of space. And isn't mostly black going to play f5 in these structures? But
Yeah.
now seems quite hard to do that.
Yeah, in this system, I think this system is more or less regarded as better for white until Rajabov came with a new idea at some point, and that is to play with bishop f8, knight h5, knight g7, bishop e7. Yeah, that takes a lot of time. So usually what you want is to prevent the move c5. That is why you're putting the bishop on f8 and on e7. And yeah, that is with the knight reroute to g7, it is very easy to play the move f5. So that was a new idea that Rajabov introduced, and that more or less sparked some interest into this classical King's Indian setup with knight bd7.
Yeah.
But yeah, with c5 already played, it's and bishop f8, knight h5, knight g7 not available for black.
What
White
do you
should
mean
be
from
really.
c5 already played?
Well, there is a line in the classical where the bishop is already on f8, and if you then play c5, then it will be protected by the bishop on f8. So that would be
Ah, okay. I
queen.
guess actually there was black just took back in this position. It was c6 and they
Mm,
took back. But yeah,
yeah,
mostly you can another way to change the pawns is and to open up the queen side is through c5 here. And so
yeah,
clearly, if there is a bishop on f8, it's protecting the c5 square and is not so easy for white to open up. I guess also that c take is not a good move for black. It's better to keep the tension.
yeah. You can postpone that exactly. Yeah. So with c takes d5, more or less, black got a very bad version of the classical King's Indian that Rajabov more or less reinstated as interesting. So yeah, I would definitely prefer white. I think the Myanmar player is doing extremely well here. Also because the knight can go to b5 and already create some problems, perhaps.
So let's see how it advanced. Okay, here is the position. There is a queen attacking. Yeah, knight b5 can be an idea. Those pawns seems like this pawn and this square seem like weak. So let's see.
So yeah, just to maybe people are confused because Rashid, I think, might not be known as a woman's name, but her first name is actually Fatima, I believe. Yeah, so that
Where do you
this
read
is
the
the
name?
top women board. Well, I just have an extra uh, screen open where I can see the names.
Okay.
I'm trying to be useful in that regard as well.
Sure. Okay. And I will try to move to another Pakistan to find another Pakistan. Yes, this might be maybe the board one. So we are really trying to focus on one single match. Like this we can, that is the most critical match. Like this we can, yeah, it's easier also for everyone to follow. So we watched the first game of the, oh, actually this is the second board between a national master from Pakistan and an international master um, from Myanmar. And as Mr. DeWitt said in the chat, Myanmar is really a strong team. It's two IAMs, two women about around 1800, a junior 1800. So he's asking, does Myanmar have chance to advance to Division 3 later on? What do you think, Roland?
That's tough. That's tough. So yeah, the divisions are getting stronger and stronger. So Division 3 would mean that they have to qualify against, well, as you can see on the left side of the board, to 38 seeded teams. So, and seeded teams, that usually mean that they are a tad stronger than the teams that you see in this base division. So yeah, well, they do have a strong team, but yeah, going to base three would be to division three would be, I don't know, might be a bridge too far. But yeah, they do definitely have some chance, of course, because they are crushing it so far in the base division. So yeah, I kind of agree. They do have a big shot there.
So this
Yeah.
is the teams or Division 4. As you can see, there are really a lot of team, and also the format will be a bit different because there are 50 teams in 4 division and 5 pools this time, and just the 3 best teams of each pool will advance to Division 3. So they will have to get in the first 3 of their pool, and it's for sure not an easy task, but there are also, as you can see, a lot of countries that are, Netherlands Antilles. What is Netherlands Antilles? But seems very near to
Oh, yeah.
Netherlands.
Actually, that is a bit confusing because actually Aruba is playing in one of the pools. I think it's Pool C, and Aruba is actually part of. I think the Dutch Antilles are Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, so the ABC islands.
Uh-huh.
Not mistaken. So, yeah, I guess Aruba decided to play on their own, and yeah, it is a part of the Netherlands. Not a
Ah.
part of the country, the Netherlands, but they do have a big connection with the Netherlands. Yeah.
Okay. So they decided to play separately, probably,
Mhm.
and that's the reason. So Aruba, as you can see, is in the base division. He is here playing. I don't find them, but they are here. Aruba, yes, is in the last, before the last line. So Aruba is here. All right. So let's try to watch how the game are going on. Oh, the pawn on d6 fell. The knight on b5, as you predicted, was very strong for white. And yeah, the pawn on d5 on d6 fold. So here we are.
Yeah, this is looking really good for the white player.
Yeah.
Yeah, Myanmar. Let's see. I think it's simply a pawn up. Well, bishop takes h3, but does it actually work?
I mean,
I mean,
b7
knight
is
takes
hanging, I
f7,
think.
knight takes b7, wins a pawn. Black maybe can create an opposite colored bishops after that with h6 after that because the bishop on g5 will be trapped, so it needs to be traded to one of the knights. Well, it seems like black is just up material. Yeah, this is looking really, really good for
For white. Okay,
white.
white decides to take on f7, not on b7, which is also fair. I mean, it's possible. I mean, e5 will be also weak. B7 will be a target in the future. I guess this is fine as well.
Yeah. Well,
Rook take
yeah,
f.
I would have liked b7 better because the f file could become a problem for
Yeah,
white in the long run. So yeah, knight takes b7 would have been a bit safer, but
yeah.
I guess white is still okay because after bishop takes f4, e takes f4. the f file will be closed, and therefore black cannot make use of the f file with the rook.
Yes. So for
Yeah.
example, in future after h6,
Ooh,
uh,
queen d7. What happens after knight takes e5 now?
oh, knight takes e5. Yeah, I guess. I
That's
guess
looking
black
really.
missed that because he thought that knight take h3 is a good threat. Is also a check, but after knight take h3, just king h2. Ah, no.
No,
Wait,
just take on h3 and then take on f7, I believe.
just king h2 is losing. What is happening? Is losing.
Oh, why? I don't know why. Let's see. Knight g4 looks interesting.
Knight g4, knight takes g4, queen takes
Maybe
g4.
queen takes g4, bishop takes h3, bishop e. No, wait. Bishop takes h3 is queen takes g5, so maybe.
Ah, f2 is hanging probably.
Uh, maybe just knight takes g5 here and then
Ah
knight
no,
f3.
bishop e5 check. Ah no.
I think it's knight takes g5, Alessia, and then knight
Knight
f3
takes.
afterwards. Yeah.
Ah.
And the knight on g4 needs to go to e3, but then knight f3 wins the exchange, and then the dark squares are weak. This should be really good for black
Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Make a lot of sense.
here.
Yeah, it's not so easy
Yeah.
to realize. So as you can see, the table can turn also in the commentary part.
Yeah, that is why I like actually commentary without engines because they can
Yeah.
distract you very, very much. But yeah, knight takes e5 looking good. So after knight takes h3, I believe that bishop takes h3 might be okay simply.
Yeah, queen
Queen
take.
takes h3, and now rook e3 as an in-between move, perhaps.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Because if after knight take f7 immediately, maybe knight g4 might be dangerous. You mean?
well, maybe just giving checks, queen g4, queen h3, stuff like that. But yeah, rook e3 makes it seem very easy because then you have always rook g3 if black checks on g4.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
yeah,
probably rook e3.
queen goes and then you take, and it should be more or less okay.
Queen go somewhere. Where should the queen go? Maybe here.
Yeah,
h5,
knight
trying to
takes.
keep active, and
Uh,
then
yeah, this
knight.
should be winning for white. So
Yes.
yeah.
So let's see how the game went. Knight take e5 is on the board. Oh, but we have king h2.
It's like you're there, Alessia. It's like you're there.
Oh.
But okay, now they have to find knight g4, which is not so easy.
Yeah.
And yeah, and a move like queen d6 could also be very tempting. So yeah, knight g4 is the one that needs to be found here.
Yes.
White is playing actually really fast, by the way. It has more than double the time.
Yeah, but I honestly to say, knight still seems so natural because there is still the double attack, queen and knight, and this knight is also attacked. So it seems very good, and yeah, it's easy to go wrong as you can see.
Wait, queen c8 is played?
Yeah,
Oh boy, okay. So now queen takes c8, bishop takes h3, and white, there's just a lot of material up there.
yeah.
Yeah, so okay.
So I guess yeah, the Santermo variation was played by white. Was wrong, but in practice was the easiest line to win, as you can see. So power to the Santermo line, and yeah,
The
white.
practical value is indescribable, right?
Yeah.
So
So
yeah, but that means that Myanmar is doing very well against Pakistan, it seems.
yeah,
Well, actually, and Myanmar is also the clear favorite to win this match. They are actually the clear favorite to win the
yeah,
match.
I guess so. All right,
Yeah.
let's see if there are other games. Okay, this is not is a really nice mate, but it's not.
Win for Brunei. Okay,
Oh,
this
this
is
I
one
think
v four.
is this connection problem. We have just one move, or maybe the game is just finished. And here we have another game uh, of this match, Pakistan against my Myanmar. So what do you think about this position now?
I think that both positions can be improved. I don't know. The knight on b6 is not really doing much there. It would rather sit on a square like c6, for example. I think I prefer white. Yeah, but there aren't really a lot of active possibilities for white either. So
Mm-hmm.
I would try to reroute the knight, perhaps, maybe to from g5 to e4 to try and get the bishop pair, for example. Otherwise, yeah, just develop your pieces with bishop e3 and rook d1 at some point. I think that white has the easier play, although objectively maybe it's absolutely okay for black.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think white has the easier play. My idea was knight g5, but one disadvantage would be that bishop c5 and bishop d4 would be interesting. But yeah,
But
bishop.
something like bishop e3, rook c1, rook d1, very natural, developing all the pieces, seems
No,
very easy for white. Yeah, I guess all the moves. That's
I'm
good.
guessing knight d7 now, but yeah, looks like an interesting game.
Yeah.
Will follow.
All right.
Uh,
Let's see if I can find other games of this match. Not, 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 not. Maybe I found just 3 boards. Oh, and this is a 4th board. So we have 4 board under control here of this match. I don't know if we will find 2 more.
I'm going to check.
Yes. So what about this position? Let me count pieces. Minor pieces are the same. Also pawn are the same. So material is equal. What I see is that there is this rook on h5 that might seem... I don't know if it's risky or if it's a hero. It's for sure risking his life as well. But there are a lot of pieces pointing on the king side. So
It's not so bad, the rook on h5, actually, because you can play bishop takes h3, as you said, but there's also an idea connected with e4 to try and get the d5 pawn at some point. But after knight h2, I actually think that bishop takes h3 simply works.
yeah, just to sacrifice, go for it.
Yeah, g takes, queen takes, knight on h2 is trapped. Yeah, this looks very good for once again the Myanmar player. So we are actually looking at board 4, which is the second board of the women's.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, and this looking great. So I guess Myanmar is better on each board. So my dear Pakistan friends, and yeah, and Bishop h3 is on the board. So yeah, and I guess the bishop is also saying, "Hey, I'm sacrificing, but I'm coming. The queen is coming to kill you, king." So this is the way. Oh, queen f3, trying to
Very smart. One of the
protect.
better moves here. Okay, but that means that black won a very safe pawn. So just a move like bishop f5 would be good. You could also try to maybe break through, like ram yourself through with bishop takes g2. But I don't think that works, actually. You do need... Yeah, the safer option would just be to play bishop f5 here. I don't think bishop takes g2 would work. Yeah.
Yeah, because king takes g2.
Yeah, king takes g2, and then I don't see
Because
really...
queen takes g2, rook g5 seems very good, but
Yeah.
king takes g2 is yeah, it's
Not
not
so clear. You could play e4 perhaps, but it's all a bit vague. I
not so
think
clear.
bishop f5, and then you're simply a pawn up. You have the bishop pair. You can play against the weak pawn on d5. The rook on h5 is actually quite useful.
Yeah.
So yeah, this black's doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess there is an interesting question from the chat. How did the rook end up there? And actually seems really that black just put the rook there from out the board and from AA to h5, but there is a possible way to get there. So probably rook c8, rook c4, and then the rook went to g4 or h4, and then after probably went to I can guess
Went to
now
h4 first.
was c8, queen c4, queen g4, was played h3, and then probably queen g5, queen, yeah, queen, something like that. We
Yeah.
can check actually to see how it went.
You're correct. Yeah.
So rook c8. Yeah, rook takes c4. Rook h4. No, the rook on h4, knight f3,
Oh,
rook
you were
h4.
basically correct there.
Yeah, kind of.
And yeah, very adventurous play of the black player there. Actually, the ratings are not exactly correct as depicted on the board, as you can see.
Uh-huh.
Chess.com ratings, the actual rating of the black player is about 1768, according to my knowledge, while the white player's rating is officially a 1417. So
Okay.
black has the rating advantage in this game.
Okay. Good. So here it seems like black is doing well. Maybe we can come back to other board. Let's see
Yeah, let's do that.
what. Oh, this was the board where white was doing good. Yeah, now there is this pawn is probably endgame. No, I guess queen take e5 is a possible move, and this also on the board. Just what is very important not to take with the knight, guys, because the opponent will suddenly be very happy about giving mate on g2. So yeah, always important to take care. Is important. I guess white will take back the queen.
Yeah, the positions should be roughly equal after that. Both have a knight, both have one active rook already on one of the files, so it should be about equal. But yeah, you never know. Yeah,
You
the rating
definitely
difference
never know.
once again in the Myanmar favor. But yeah, who knows? I mean, after rook d2,
I
just trying
guess,
to attack, or rook
yeah.
c8, more.
Actually, I think rook c8 would be better than rook d2 because I see that a rook on the 7th rank is more powerful than a rook on the 2nd at the moment.
Okay,
So
that could be true. Yeah, because white already played g3 and king g2. That's actually a big difference in endgames like this. Yeah.
yeah,
But okay, after knight c4, just exchange everything, and then rook a c8, and it should be an easy draw. Yeah. So yeah, not the most exciting game to watch actually.
yeah. All right, let's move to other games. Here we are back with I guess yeah the London system between the national master and the international master. So, and you said I think that black will play very dynamic. Yeah, let's see. Oh, a knight on d2. Oh, and this knight is going to b3 attacking the rook, both rooks.
Wow.
So yeah, f3 was definitely a mistake. I think queen c2 was needed in order to control that square.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
after that, it's about equal, I believe. Yeah, I don't think there are many problems for any
Yeah, it's kind
players.
of is
Not much going on. Maybe there's a plan to connect with rook a4 and rook b4 at some point, but nah, it should be roughly equal. Maybe black is actually slightly better because the rooks are slightly better stationed at the moment. For example, with a push like f6 and e5 at some point.
yeah. I agree. I
But
agree.
yeah,
I would
but
prefer black still here, exactly for this plan. But black has a bit of connection problems. Is a bit unstable. So let's see.
now we also have to, of course, to check the internet connection. Everyone, we'll keep you updated because that could be a tragic upset when the internet breaks down. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's more interesting than the chess part at some point, you know? Like
Yeah.
how many players will be getting offline, will be having a stable internet connection.
Yeah, exactly. So queen a2, queen knight b3, and f4. Here we are. And actually, the connection, just to give an update, is back to be excellent, very low lag. So I guess the international master is good on track and is clearly leading in this game. So
Yeah, so far I think we've only seen good positions for the Myanmar team, so
yes, I
it's doing
agree.
really
This
well.
was the game where we were very near to see a bad position after the move King H2, but yeah, it ended up with a clear victory for White. Just a chance, one moment where there was a chance for the Pakistan player, but yeah, was not enough. Here we have this very boring endgame.
Oh, well, actually, is it now becoming more interesting? No, not really. Rook D2. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's still a draw. Okay, so yeah, no,
Yeah,
not really exciting.
actually, I think A4 here would have been strong.
Um, well, yeah, but you still have, I think, B6. No, wait. How do I save this? Um, should be easy actually. Well, no, wait. White is winning a pawn. I thought that I could save it by playing B6, Rook
Yeah,
takes
B6.
F7,
Let's see,
and
because let's see how you can save the pawn. White can save the pawn because
I
Rook
don't think I
B2
can.
and how to protect this pawn.
No, Rook B7, Rook takes B3, and then
Ah,
A5.
and A5. Okay, so this is why White is winning a pawn, and then clearly White has good chance to win
Yeah.
this endgame.
And actually, also notice the difference in the kings because, for example, after B5, that's usually a good way to trade off the pawns. But now after A6, A7, the king on F8 is stuck on the back rank, which means that White will win actually the rook here. So,
Yeah, because can
king,
give,
yeah,
can attack, push, and then not taking here, but give a check and then promote to king the pawn.
yeah, that's the
So
difference between the kings on G2 and on F8. So that's why White was slightly better in this end game, but yeah, because of the difference in material, it shouldn't have been too much. But now you see that it does make a difference. So
yeah,
there you go.
good.
So yeah, so this is more interesting than we thought. So White was on okay, but White took the pawn on B7. Yeah,
Okay, now should be at that really at that row.
yeah. Place your bets, everyone. What will it be? Will it be a win? Will it be a yeah, or a draw?
I will scream if there's not a drill. So here we have the results. Here we have if we have another position where yeah, the rook did this
Hmm.
wonderful trip to h5, and I guess it's still doing really great. The rook. Oh, isn't there? This check is seems very good. If king h1, there would be mate. So knight f2 is needed, and f3 would be an idea. But yeah, black played another moves. A pawn was hanging on d5, and I guess this is also great. It's very nice when you can play basically every move, and it's great for
Yeah,
yourself.
material is not that much in black's favor. It's just a pawn up for black, but yeah, bishop d4 makes the big difference, followed by f3, like you mentioned. Yeah,
Yeah.
and also if white plays a move like queen b4, for example, then black has rook d4, probably winning a piece there. So yeah, white is in big trouble here once again. So yeah, this might be a 6-0 sweep for Myanmar, and this is
Find
actually.
out, find out.
Yeah.
Don't forget about this boring endgame.
Oh, but now, well, no, no, it's still a draw. It's still a draw.
It's still a draw, but pawn endgame can turn up, so there is potential here.
For no one.
Well,
Well,
okay, if g4
H5.
now, it will be quite clear.
Yeah, okay, but maybe white wants to win. What about king e5? But black could go wrong and play h5 there, and then after f4, white's winning.
Yes, this is, for example, a possible way. h5, and now is winning for white
Yeah,
after f4. So
yeah.
yeah,
So there are
so
still chances for black to go wrong. I think white, if there are any chances, white has the better chances here because of
yeah,
slightly better pawn structure. But king g5 is the easy solution here, after which it's, or actually, yeah, a cute one is h6 and king h5. Maybe that's also a way to draw. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a cute one. Like, could you put it on the board maybe? So h6, oh, king g5 is perfect. Yeah, never mind. It's okay.
okay,
Okay, so yeah, then probably it will not be a sweep. It will probably be just a draw.
yeah. probably. But we
And
will
that
keep an
means
eye on that. Let's move to the other game that is still playing of this team. By the way, we have already probably the other boards that we don't see of this match, but we have already some results, and let me show them. Here we are, and as we can see, Myanmar Pakistan is 1-1 already. Another information that we get is that Fiji Somalia is still on 0-0, so might be that also this match will be postponed. I don't know when, how, but
well, Guam and Laos also is at the moment at 0-0. So maybe it's just an indicator that the results need to be updated.
yeah, might
We
be.
have no news over that. I did not receive any news about an out of the match between Guam and Laos. But yeah, we do have some results. So for example, Brunei winning cleanly against Macau. And actually, Myanmar already lost the game against Pakistan, so it would definitely not have been a clean sweep because it turns out that the last board of Pakistan managed to win the game against the last board of Myanmar.
Okay. And yeah, let's go back to the second. This is the second board of this match, and white is an exchange down and actually also a pawn down. I guess it's really quite clear for black. The only chance that I see is a knight on c6 if would be protected, so maybe a move like knight queen e4, queen c5 can be an idea, but still I guess black has all the time to see and to check all the double attack and to
Yeah, it's positionally it doesn't have much value. It's basically going for a tactic with queen c5 and knight c6. But yeah, white is in more or less in a desperate state
yeah.
because material wise is of course much better for black with the rook versus the knight. Yeah.
Also, there was a pawn endgame on a6, but I think that actually to take that pawn would just be helpful for white. That is exchanging material, putting a rook probably on b3, attacking the pawn on c3, and yeah, the game is just going on the wrong direction for white.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, once again going well for the Myanmar team.
Yes.
As expected, more or less.
What happened here? Wait!
Black wins?
What? I know. Pawn endgame are tricky, guys. Take care about what no.
Yeah, we need to show what happened here. So white went what happened? White went to play
Wait,
for
I'm trying to understand. Okay, here was everything under control. King e4, king g5, f3.
Oh, now h5 wins, I believe. I was actually checking that.
Wow.
So okay. How do you make a draw then with white? That's the bigger question, though. Just play king e6, I suppose. How do you make a draw here?
King e6.
Um,
Yeah, probably king e6. Not.
no. Maybe f4 and king g4, king f6. Also not.
Wait, if it's king d5, I will.
Oh, yeah, very easy. Just king d4, then
King d4, sorry.
d3, put the king back to the more safe position.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, but f3, yeah, it's weird how such a small move can make such a big difference in a position like this. h5 only moves something.
Now
like
king
that,
d4,
now
trying to go back, but f4.
Yeah, and black is suddenly winning.
Incredible.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy because he's a Pakistan player.
So I was really excited for Myanmar. It seemed to be going very well, but with this loss, I don't know.
Whoa, mate on the board. All right, good game, Mr. Momo. How are you called? Sorry, Mr. Momin.
All right, let's move on to the next game.
Yeah, so I guess this is another game between. I mean, now a draw would means that a match is. I guess no. Ah, wait, no. This was the Rook game that was very. So, I guess Pakistan is on 2 points, but it needs still a victory, and this is hard
Yeah.
for White to win.
Uh,
Um,
we didn't check the first board, but the first board was actually also a win for Myanmar. So
okay,
the current score would be 2-2.
okay. Yes, we have the score actually. We will have the score updated soon, also here next to our results. And yes, here is. Okay, there was here we want to go. Ah, yeah, was just a resignation. Black one. It gave black
Yep.
gave back somehow the exchange, but there is a mate, and the king is much more important than every material.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's it, guys.
Yeah, just another small correction there. The rating of the IM player is actually not 2259. That is once again the Chess.com rating. His official rating is 2406,
Okay,
2400. So yeah, very
so
strong team.
yeah, and the national master from Pakistan.
That is more or less accurate. It's a bit higher, but still in the 1700s, 1779.
Ah, okay, okay.
So Black was the clear favorite to win this game.
Yeah, I agree. So also here, Black one from Myanmar. This Endgame. I guess this was the female board where we had this crazy rook on h5, and yeah, as we can see here. Oh, actually, it's interesting how it turned, because I want to see, because it was not such a clear position. Okay, this we saw. The queen went to a3, not to b4, as we mentioned. Bishop e5, knight f2 needed. Queen is back to g5. Probably an idea on f3s on the air. Queen f3 blocking the pawn, probably. Queen g3 very strong. Queen e4, bishop a7, f3 is on the air. King h2, rook g5. f3 is not possible because the rook would be hanging, so rook g5 back. Knight h3, rook h5, g4. Wow. It's a brave move. I think f take g3 check wins on the spot, I guess.
G4 is such an in-your-face move, you know?
Yeah.
Like F4 it's such a strong pawn, but then you just say like, yeah, I don't care.
I don't
I'll
care.
play G4. Yeah, why not?
Yes.
Okay,
Let's see how did White face this. Just rook h4, attacking the pawn, king g2 and taking the pawn, king h2, rook h4. Okay, this this is a clear great position for Black. Black just try to improve his position, and yeah, I think it's enough to see until here, because it's a clear is a great position. I want to show everyone the last position where it turns out to be like so dangerous pawns, so near to.
Yeah, I believe with that actually we've confirmed that Myanmar has won the match against Pakistan. I believe with 4-2.
4-2. Yeah,
like
I
that.
guess so. So I think we are also ready. We're also done with all the games. Yes, because there is another game here, but I guess is I don't know. I guess it's actually a game of the tournament, because I see that the black clock has been set to.
There are no points also, so this is the first game that they play. Yeah, this is actually a game of the tournament. Let me check which one this is. So Oman, Bhutan had some problems, I guess, with the internet connection, so 2 boards had to forfeit. And yeah, okay, it's a clear sweep for Oman in any case. The last board that we're seeing here is board 5.
Yeah.
So that's the youth board.
Just for your for your pleasure, let me show you that the Oman player played the dash defense, d4 f5.
Such pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dutch is awesome, everyone. Yeah.
yeah.
Best opening in the world. Everybody should learn it. Yeah. Okay, but he's playing differently than usual. He's actually playing the classical Dutch, if I remember correctly, instead with e6, that setup.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's an interesting setup to play with e6, bishop e7, short castle, queen e8 at some point. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Knight
Okay.
g5, not the best move. Knight h3, not the best move. e4, not the best move. Knight takes,
Not the
knight
best move.
e5 looks normal. Knight c6, okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's.
looks good for black, of course. It's the Dutch. Why not?
Yeah, now it looks really good for black. I guess e5 at one point can be an idea
Yeah,
to
yeah.
open everything.
That's the
Um,
usual idea in the classical Dutch. Yeah.
yeah, and okay, let's go quickly to the current position, like this we can see what is happening live. And yeah, your dear Roman player is leading because he's a piece up, and he's also attacking. The f3 pawn looks quite weak, I guess. Bishop c5.
Mhm.
Yes, bishop c5 is on the board. And
Mhm.
then I guess black should just bring his last rook on board. Um, yeah, maybe rook f8 and then rook e7 can be a plan. Okay, I guess white is making everything easier, changing a pair of rooks.
It should be over pretty much. F3 is a big weakness as
Yeah.
well. Queen takes F3, it's more or less mate in a few moves. So yeah, we're going to stick with this game. It's the last game of the round, and after that, we'll of course, yeah, show the final results and see how the standings are after this round. We are actually on our second day, so after tomorrow, we'll see who will find its place in the next division. So the top four teams qualify for the next division. And so far, it seems that Myanmar is doing, yeah, Myanmar, Brunei, both won their matches. And Oman also still very well, very good in the race for qualification. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But we'll update the standings, of course, after this round. So we'll watch this game until it is over.
Yes, exactly. So, and let me give a reminder to everyone because in 2 hours we are going to start with the commentary of round 4th, 5th, and 6th of the Pool B, and in the beginning of Pool C. So, I don't know which time zones are you, but I will give Central European time, and 2 p.m. would start the Pool B, and at 7 p.m. the Pool C will start. So yeah, stay tuned because we're going to see a lot of more games, a lot of more blunders, but also nice moves. So stay tuned because soon, in 2 hours, a new pool is starting. And here we have also the last mate of the game, of the pool, of the day, not of the day.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, a pool could also be like a swimming pool, but okay. Never mind. Brain fart for me. Let's see. So, okay, this was the last game. So, yeah, we are going to update you with the standings. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, so what was like a big moment in this round or in the past three rounds for you, Alessia? What stuck out to you?
Oh well, I think the King H2 was joining the
Ah,
commentary. It shows also that the commentary is without engine. So yeah, the let's say the epic fail from the commentator, but that actually then was also played and led White to a great position. So yeah, I guess this was a good moment. And what about you?
oof. Yeah, that's a difficult one. I think the pawn ending was very nice.
Ah, that's
You
true.
know, the king g5 f3 move, that was very instructive actually, and black played that ending quite well.
Yeah.
With yeah, it was supposed to be a very boring draw, but then suddenly black found a way to win after white made a big mistake in that pawn ending. So yeah, that was surprising for me, and that shows that pawn endings are not as boring as they all seem. It's
Yes.
actually quite tough to judge full endings like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I guess a reminder for everyone is that we have the proof during this game that really a chess game is never over until it's really over. So always when you are in the game, keep fight. Also, if you have an art position, because your opponent could always give you a chance. So stay there, fight, and use your chances at your best. I
yeah,
guess also we have,
absolutely.
yeah, sorry, we have
Well,
altered.
I was gonna make a little quote there because if you remember the Carlson Karjakin game,
Mm-hmm.
match, World Championship match in 2015, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, Carlsen was pressing Karyakin in incredible way, but Karyakin defended, hung in there. Yeah, in lost positions and managed to almost become world champion
Yeah, that's
with
true
that
because he was
attitude.
leading with one extra point like 3 rounds before.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Also had was in a must-win situation at some point, but won the 10th game.
yeah,
And yeah, they made and Carlsen became world champion in the rapid section. Yeah.
yeah,
So, but yeah, there you go. Never give up, guys. Never give up. That actually does not account for chess, also for other things. But yeah, we're talking about chess, so let's focus on that, of course. Yeah, what else? I don't know.
we have the results of round 6 here.
Okay.
Myanmar won 4-2. Brunei won 4-2 against Macau. And we have a 6-0 for Oman against Bhutan and from Guam against Laos. So, and again, as we see, Fiji, Somalia is still 0-0. So I guess that the connection problem is an issue again from Somalia. So we hope that they will be back and that they will play
Yeah.
the games. At least they will not lose 6-0.
Yeah, it will be. I just got confirmation that it will be rescheduled, the matches of Somalia, and most likely it will be rescheduled to tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see how they do then.
Yeah, we will see. We will get some more extra info about that probably, and we will see because means that Somalia is going to play 5 rounds today, and that two of those teams are going to play also 4 rounds. So yeah, it will be interesting. By the way, I guess we are going to leave to go in a rest for 2 hours.
Yeah, it has been. This was an interesting round. Again, we saw the big match between Pakistan, Myanmar. That was yeah, and also between Oman and Fiji, I believe, two big matches for the qualification to the next division. So yeah, here once again the updated standings. So keep in mind that there are two games not played between Somalia, and so that will influence the standings a little bit. But it's very clear that there are five teams more or less in the running for qualification. So Pakistan, Fiji, Oman, and I dare to say that Myanmar and Brunei are more or less already qualified. But yeah, we will see, of course, tomorrow for this pool. We'll be back to you in a few hours with Pool B, and we'll see if Lebanon, Bahrain, and Qatar can keep their full 100% matches, full 100% score there. Yeah, so I hope to see you there, of course. Hope you enjoyed watching the show so far.
Yes,
And yeah, any
and
final words, Alessia?
it will be the first time for you in this pool B, so a new bet will come. So stay tuned, guys, because 50 push up for Roland will be the.
Yeah, no, no.
By the way, see you in about 2 hours, and thank you for sticking here with us.